Princeton Learning Cooperative supports teenagers to leave traditional public and private schools and create a life and education for themselves based around what they're interested in, what their abilities are, and where they see themselves going in life. One of the things that a lot of people don't sort of know about the U.S. educational system is that you don't need a high school diploma. You don't need to attend traditional public and private, middle school and high school in order to move on and have a successful life, and including going to college, including to do anything that you want to do in life. And so if that's the case, if you don't have to go to high school, what can you do with your time? If you're not sitting in school for 7 hours a day, there's just an unbelievable amount of resources and opportunities to create the kind of life that you want once you step outside of that traditional system. And so kids at the Princeton Learning Cooperative have done, almost anything you can imagine, starting a business, building computers, learning pottery, taking classes at the local community college, writing their own novels. I mean, really when you start to look at it, just the possibilities are endless. So PLC supports teenagers and their families to use this style of learning in a number of ways. The first thing is just help planning, right? If you're not going to be in school for 7 hours a day, what is it that you want to spend your time on? And then we also have a lot of academic support. So we have a full calendar of classes. We have help kids set up one-on-one tutorials on various topics. All of our full-time members have a staff mentor that they meet with individually each week, where they plan and track progress. We help our kids with college admissions down the road if that's where they're planning on going. We help them find internship and volunteer and work opportunities in the community. We also provide a safe and comfortable community where kids can come and work and socialize.
The social aspect of PLC is kind of the foundation for all of the work that we do here, because it shows how we come together as people and not with any prescribed relationships ahead of time in terms of mentoring or teaching or working together on projects. We just come together as ourselves to play games, to hang out, to chat about things. And we're a group of people who just gets together on a regular basis to live life together. We get to build trusting, fun, authentic relationships without any ulterior motive, so that whenever we do get involved in a project or a class or a mentoring relationship, we're building on top of something. And that whenever we're doing any of those other things, we're doing them as whole people who choose to do those things together.
We intend to do outdoor activities, or at least experiential activities, such as we could go rock climbing. We've done that quite a few times. We could go down and do fossil hunting. We can do rock scrambling or hiking. We could also go to museums, even just visit a shopping center. I have been to New York, to the museum, the MoMA Museum. We're hoping to plan another New York trip to just walk around New York and explore it a little bit without actually visiting a museum. Basically, the idea is that we should try and encourage students to learn while they're enjoying themselves. Apparently the brain is more receptive to new material, new events when it's in a happy state. So experiential learning is a big deal for PLC. We try and work on that a lot, rather than sitting in front of a blackboard and just trying to absorb information.
The last school I went to was an elementary school, and everyone there didn't really understand the aspects of teaching correctly. That school was not the best. The teachers weren't that friendly. People didn't really get along. People weren't happy to go there. That kind of stuff. The basic school stuff. The experience at PLC, it's interesting every day. It's different. There's a lot of people. Everyone's nice. No one's mean. No, I wouldn't come if they were.
So the calendar of classes that we develop at PLC is really kind of unique, and it's totally based on what our current members are interested in learning. So we have very traditional kind of subjects, classes on like Algebra 1 or biology or whatever it is. But we also have really sort of eclectic classes as well that are just based on people's interests. So, for instance, we have a class called Into the Woods where they go out and just learn survival techniques and fishing and these kind of things. And also things, like earth science and some of these more, everyday environmentalism. Some of these classes that are just based around our volunteers who come into work's passions or our kids' interests.
I wanted to join PLC because I wanted to be working with young people to help them do the things that they wanted to do. I had a lot of success and a lot of fun working with young people in math classrooms, sharing math with them, helping them make projects and all kinds of cool stuff. But it was always sort of constrained by the things that we were supposed to be doing. And I was really interested in seeing what kinds of things I could help young people do whenever there weren't any constraints at all, whenever we could just come up with great ideas and follow our passions. And that's what I've been able to do so far here at PLC, which is super exciting.
PLC is great, and I feel really welcome here because it's less stressful, and everybody's really willing to go the extra mile to really step out and give me a hand in what I need to learn for life. I like PLC because it's fun and, we're not forced to do classes that we don't want to, take.
Came to PLC, it's been a lot less stressful at home because I used to have a lot of homework and my mom and I would always fight about me doing it. So now I don't have homework and I don't have to do it anymore. We're not fighting at all anymore, and I'm a lot more happy at home.
The mentoring program here at PLC is we offer all of the full-time PLC members a mentor, a staff member who would serve as their mentor, and that person would meet with them once a week and other times if necessary and help them figure out their path through homeschooling through high school. So what choices they want to make, what's their long-term goal, and how that influences or impacts the kinds of things that they want to do right now. So that they could also be enjoying life right now, but also be leading in a direction that they're hoping to achieve later on. We work on both what classes the teen is taking and how those classes are going and whether that sort of study works for them or if they'd like to try another method of study of a particular topic. We also talk about work and internships. What kinds of experiences would they like to be having right now, and is there anything we could get set up there? We talk about sort of being organized for applying to college later, either a 2-year community college or a 4-year college, or what it is that they would like to do after they're done their sort of high school years of study.
On Wednesdays, a lot of the members go out into the community, and some of them will take classes at their community college. Some of them have jobs on Wednesdays, internships, and some of them also volunteer. So with my time on Wednesdays, what I usually do is I have work in the morning, which is a job that I got through PLC. And then I also had an internship last year. I volunteer at the animal shelter in Princeton near us. I also audit a class at Princeton University, and I take a class at Mercer County Community College.
So PLC can be a life-changing option for teenagers and their families, and there's a lot of benefits that come from being involved at PLC. One of them is just that the stress level for kids and their families comes way down when there's not battles over sort of mandatory homework. Some kids come to us having 3 or 4 hours of homework a night at their school. And then when that's not an issue anymore, a lot of times relationships in families improve a lot. A number of kids who were pretty shut down in school just because they did not, that system of learning didn't work for them, being told what to do on a daily basis. When they started to have more control over what they were learning and how they were learning it and when they're learning it, just that their whole attitude towards life and the excitement that they have around learning just comes back from when they were a little kid.